This month was a roller coaster of tropes, spies, and plot twists. If you're looking for book recs or just some to avoid, I've got you. Hey guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Bohemian. I read so you don't have to. I'll give you my opinions, some tropes, some fun facts so that you can decide how to invest your time. Let's get started. So we have Just for the Summer by Jimenez. This one was on my TBR list, finally got around to it. This book had me laughing and then crying. This banter is top tier, but Abby knows how to deliver those gut-punching emotions. It follows two people who seem to have bad luck in their relationships, and they decide to just give it a try and see if they can neutralize that bad luck. I really liked this one. It flows really easily. The banter is witty, it's funny, it's charming. So if you want something easy to read while you're on vacation, or if you've just finished a big series, this one's something that's digestible, but it can be a little heavy, but you know, we always love some drama. Fun fact for this one, the author said that it was actually established from an actual Reddit where people had bad luck at dating. So I thought that was kind of funny and pretty creative of like meshing real life into book plots. 3 tropes I give for this one. So I would say vacation fling or summer fling, mutual, bad luck at dating, and then I would say it's like emotional depth because it talks about a lot of stuff. So that brings me to trigger warnings. For this one, I would just say chronic illness, mental health, and grief. Those are in here, so just FYI. Hashtag read responsibly. Overall, I would have to say I would give it a 5. I loved how heartwarming it was. It is worth the hype. I know this one comes out a lot on TikTok videos and is highly recommended. You guys should check it out. It's worth your time and it's worth the investment. It gives you a little bit of everything. It gives you humor, depth, romance. So this one is for sure a must read. We have Butcher and Blackbird. This one's by Bren Weaver. If Killer Couples is goals for you, this book is fun. It gives me Mr. and Mrs. Smith vibes with a little serial killer vibe. It's dark, it's twisted, and somehow romantic. So I thought that was kind of funny. It's very unique in its way. Kind of, again, I'm gonna date myself, but it kind of reminded me of Dexter, how he meets that girl that he likes and like she kind of understands him. It gave me those vibes. Don't ask me why, but it works. So fun fact for this one, it has gained a cult following on TikTok. That's how I found out about it. So if you guys want something funny and twisted to read, this one is a must. Tropes that I give this one is for sure a dark romance and morally gray MCs, main characters. I would rate this a 5. 5 for me is I would probably reread it again. It was really fun, easy read. The book comes with a playlist, which I thought was really cool. And you can scan it on your Spotify. So you can like follow the playlist with each chapter, which I thought it makes it kind of like a movie. I really liked it. This one's really cute. The chemistry is on point. If you like morally great characters, murdery vibe, and banter that slaps, you gotta pick it up. That's Butcher and Blackbird. Okay guys, on to the next. We have Tell Me Lies. This one is messy, manipulative, and low-key, like a little stressful, but it's written very well. It's written in a way that it makes you want to keep reading to make you figure out what's going on. It's kind of like a deep dive into a toxic relationship and how it starts, how it builds, and how it ends. So it's really interesting, and I think if I had this in college, I would have definitely learned a few things. So positive takeaway. It is a Hulu series. I just watched the first episode and it was pretty on point. There are a few details that of course always get changed, but if you guys can get your hands on this and check it out and then watch the show, you guys can kind of compare and take notes and see what's up. Tropes for this one, I would say, well, toxic relationship. This one is definitely unreliable narrator and also morally gray characters. So morally gray MC. So I would give it a 2 out of 5. You know, it was really frustrating to read, but I guess it did its job. So it was a good, right, like one-time read. Wasn't very wholesome for me, which is why I gave it a 2, because it is a little stressful, but it is like coming of age, so I think it has a lot of positive takeaways if you read how these toxic relationships can develop. So some trigger warnings for this one. It does touch on eating disorders, gaslighting, and of course emotional abuse. So yeah, if you guys want to read this, read responsibly. It has a lot of interesting lessons, so if you guys want to check it out, it seems very realistic as to something that could easily happen, so very interesting. That's Tell Me Lies. Okay, on to the next one. We have Pucking Around. This one's pretty thick. So this one is a hockey romance, so check. Apparently that's a thing. And then multiple interests, that's a double check. So this one's like very high on the spice meter, probably the highest I've ever read. Yeah, so above 5 for sure. So beware. This one's straight like smut. It also delivers like character dynamics, so you learn a lot about the characters and why they function the way they function. So tropes for this one is smut, of course, it's smutty AF. This one also has newfound family, sports romance, because it revolves around a hockey team. So trigger warnings, it's very explicit. That's why I'm saying it's past a 5 in the spice meter. So don't listen to this audio in front of your kids. So it also has PTSD talk, and it also has healing from trauma. Okay guys, so this one I did rate it a 2 out of 5, but listen Linda, okay? If I was single and I was wanting to explore some fantasies, this one would be it, but I'm just not in that stage of life, so I just give it a 2 because it just wasn't my vibe. 5 out of 5 on the spice scale, but I rated a 2 because it's literally off the charts smut. We're talking multiple hockey players, multiple fantasies, different things. It's like chaos. I read it, I figured it out, and it's just a 2 for me. Sorry guys, but if you guys are interested in those kind of themes or are in that vibe, this would be it for you. We have Wild Love from the Rose Hill series. This one is a cozy, feel-good, small-town romance, which I'm a sucker for. It gave me Schitt's Creek vibes. And it's the perfect break if you're tired of toxic book boyfriends and need something light. Maybe for a vacation, or if you just need a break from a long series. This one's really witty and fun and like modern, but it does have that small town twist, which I love. So tropes for this one is small town romance, grumpy meets sunshine, and forced proximity. Trigger warnings, I would just say parental loss and like grief. I rate this one a 4 out of 5. It's a small town read, so I am biased there, but it's light, it's warm-hearted, and it's great for like a short weekend read. Okay, so next one is Addicted to You, one of the OG romance series that realistically explains love and addiction and codependency. It is heavy, but it's also beautifully written, so I really liked how it portrayed the angst of romance. And I love the character depth with this one, and the journey just felt real. So I rate this one a 4, and if you guys have time, this is highly rated from people that I follow, so I agree with it, and if you guys have time, you guys can read it. So tropes for this one is addiction recovery, childhood friendships, and it is a slow burn. It is a series, so it takes its time. Trigger warnings for this one is mental health struggles, codependency, and substance addictions. So just read responsibly. That's Addicted to You. Next, we have The Fine Print by Lauren Asher. So this one follows Rowan and Zara. I really like this one. It does have some spice. I think I would say it's like a 3 in the spice level. It does kind of come in at the end. But it's cute, it's like business savvy, because we deal with like a billionaire and how he runs his business. A trope for this one would be grumpy meets sunshine, billionaire romance. Imagine working with a billionaire in a Disneyland for adults. And definitely workplace romance because they work together. So I I rate this one a 3 out of 5. A good read. I just wouldn't revisit it. It's cute, it has a nice ending. I think you guys would love it. If you're not really backlogged on your TBR, this one would be something to pick up. Hope you enjoyed this one. Last but not least, we have Binding 13 by Chloe Walsh. This one is an Irish romance set in Ireland, and we follow Shannon and Johnny. Shannon has like a rough background, and so she moves to like this private school, and she crosses paths with Johnny, a rugby star. So they both are kind of dealing with their own things. Shannon has a lot of trauma, and Johnny kind of is dealing with like a toxic family environment and like the pressure of fame. So that moves me into tropes. It is a slow burn. It is Grumpy Meets Sunshine and a sports romance because it's in the rugby setting. And I would also say it's newfound family. So I would rate this one a 3. I think it's a good, wholesome, one-time read. It does take its time, and if you want to continue the series, you can. Wouldn't revisit, but I would definitely probably keep reading the series because I just liked it so much. Trigger warnings for this one. It does have some alcoholism, bullying, and domestic abuse, just FYI. There may be other ones that kind of pop up throughout the book, but I think those were the main ones that may be triggering. So that's my rating for Binding 13. I hope you guys get to check it out. Thank you for making it to the end of the video and listening to all of my reviews. What did you guys think? Do you guys agree with my reviews? Have you read any of these? Put your recommendations in the comments. I'd like to read whatever you guys recommend. Let's chat. If you guys are interested in any other book recommendations, reviews, trigger warnings, fun facts, check out my other wrap-up videos. Again, thank you so much, and stay tuned for my March TBR. Ciao.